So I see Tusk has had an interview, sit-down interview. Do you know what? My first thing, I haven't watched it. I've been trying to. I try to stay away from like the specific content of news and this that and everything else, and like if I want to make a video about it, right? So this one I definitely want to make a video about. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to watch anything. I'm not going to look up any quotes. All I've seen is just a few shots and maybe thumbnails of them sitting together, right? And I just like I looked, and do you know what? I don't know if this is bad of me, but my first instinct was just literally was like, oh, that's the president and the vice president. And honestly, I can't tell you which way around I saw it. I think my first instinct a little bit is to see Trump as president and Musk as vice president. And I don't know if that's because of the way that they were sitting in the chair. You know, you just, you know, when you look and you read, we go left to right as far as the screen is concerned. And he was sat on the left as I'm looking at it. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, you know, of placing him there that made me, okay, president and vice president. And then I had to, it was like, I don't know, a millisecond or something. 1 second of thought. Because then I had to stop myself and be like, oh, wait. J.D. Vance, he's the vice president. J.D. Vance is the vice president. Neither of these two are the vice president. The vice president is literally not there. So, anyway, that was just my first thought. I'm seeing the thumbnail here from Fox News. I don't know, do I want to watch it on Fox News, you guys? Yes. Let's get the real, raw, obviously Fox edited version. I try not to consume Fox News, you guys. You want to be involved? You're going to get involved. Dive in.
He's working for free with Doge. He's kind of put a lot of his life on hold. And you sued Twitter a number of years ago. You just made him pay you $10 million?
That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's
well,
right.
I sued from long before he had it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really did a number on me, you know. And I sued, and they had to pay. They paid $10 million settlement.
You're okay with that?
I mean, I left it up to the lawyers and you know the team running Twitter. So I said, you guys do what you think is the right. It makes sense.
I think it's fun.
I think it's a very low. I was looking to get much more money than that.
So you gave him a discount in the lawsuit.
He got he got a big discount. I don't think he even knows about it.
It's interesting, isn't it? You know, Trump's real settled down. He's like slumped into his position. He's got his arms on his legs. He's very much just sort of like, you know, this slow moving of his head, and it's very chilled kind of Trump in his sort of baseline behavior, right? Especially around Hannity? Yeah, Hannity. So it's somebody that he knows. He is on Fox News as well. So it's somewhere that whether or not they're going to tell the truth, he trusts them in his weird Donald Trump kind of way. So he seems quite comfortable. He seems quite, you know, very just settled into it and stuff. And Musk, now, obviously, again, we have to go, like, his baseline behavior is not necessarily as generalized as most people are aware, because he is neurodivergent, right? I can see him shufty in here. He is quite shufty. He's, like, got a rod up his spine here, you know? He is clearly far less relaxed than Trump, which kind of I was thinking about. I've been thinking about that a lot recently with everything that he's doing, and you know, he has a tendency to maybe blurt things out the way that Donald Trump does and stuff. It's almost like Donald Trump is slightly a bit in that sense getting a taste of his own medicine. So I've been wondering if Elon Musk has been very like sort of on eggshells a little bit around him recently. The whole Time magazine thing of him being depicted, Elon Musk being depicted as a president, when he took his son little X to the Oval Office, and you know, he told him to shut the F up and you're not the president, you need to go away. You know, is there like a little bit of sort of like this air of electric animosity between the two of them right now? And it's kind of, I'm noticing it here a little bit, right? He's shufty. If you have a look here, you can see Trump is talking about the fact that he had already sued Twitter X or whatever for something or whether. I think that was when he got kicked off, when they shut down his account because he was just being essentially himself, really. I guess Elon Musk agrees with him now or something, I don't know. So he had that shut down, they settled for 10 million, and Trump is talking about how he was hoping for more. He wanted to settle for more. And if you have a look here at Elon Musk's face, I'm just going to play it through slowly. The way he's looking down, eyes cast down. Look at that. Like, it's, you know, it's almost like a father just telling an embarrassing story about his son or something. You know, like, oh, you got in big trouble that day, didn't you? You got in big trouble, and it's just the way he's casting his eyes down and that sort of very tight sort of downward smile that he's doing and stuff. It kind of like a slight element of being caught out in some kind of way or whatever. This is something that maybe Trump has wanted to directly maybe approach him about, but maybe hasn't been able to because he essentially, Elon Musk is in charge, right? I'm the one with all of the money. I'm the one with all of the clout and all of the influence and this, that, and everything else. So I'm the one that's essentially taking charge here. But in this instance, Donald Trump may be able to say things, ask questions, or get points across that he hasn't been able to in another setting, because here he is still being depicted as the one in charge. Right?
If you read and believe the media, he's become one of your best friends. He's working for free for you.
Well, I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
I don't care about that.
I know. I love the president.
You love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man.
Oh. Please, sir, can I have some more? Can I have another? Best friends, I cannot express to you how much it is so clear and evident that Elon Musk is probably the person Donald Trump hates the most, like around him. He's the most annoying. He is the most grating. You know, there are elements that Musk kind of has like that when he gets ideas or when he's talking about stuff. It's certainly when he wants to be in charge, or he thinks that he's right, perhaps, or something like that, or he thinks, you know, I'm the most important, influential one in the room, and that's gonna get so much on Trump's nerves.
Actually, Elon called me. He said, you know, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. You know, they said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, it's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it, because if they were good at it, I'd never be president.
Okay, one thing I want to say before I comment on what he's saying, I do want to comment on the way that he's saying it. For a man who decided not to drink because he watched his brother be an alcoholic and then die of alcoholism, for a man who I do not believe, he said he doesn't smoke as well, and honestly I don't know if he's really taken any kind of like psychedelic substances and stuff or whatever, you know. I would be interested to know if he has. I don't know for definite and stuff, because it just seems like he's a man who just wants to be in control. I need to know what is going on, how I am putting myself out, how I am being perceived. I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to ever be out of control. That means I would pull my pants down and dance on a table and do something stupid like that, etc., etc. Probably a whole bunch of other stuff as well. But I do believe that's a large part of it, right? And I don't know, I mean, he must have medical, like he must have medications. He is an 80-year-old man, nearly 80-year-old man. So he must have some kind of medications and stuff like that. I know that his diet isn't the best and things like that. For a man that doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, seemingly doesn't seem to take any psychotic, psychedelic or whatever substances and stuff, he sounds like he's drunk. He sounds like David Carradine in his later movies, right? Like he sounds like he's like from John Wayne, like when he used to get drunk and be in his movies. The other Charles Bronson. I was gonna say Pierce Brosnan. No, it's Charles Bronson. Get off your horse and drink your milk. But more specifically, talking about what it was that he said, I used to think that they were good at it. No, sir. I mean, everything that he just said is basically what he thinks the right answer is, or most likely what he's been told the answer is, because they most likely got obviously all of the questions before they went on. Everything that he accuses other people of, I'm not even going to say the other party, everyone, even including his own family and party and stuff, everything that he accuses other people of, 90 to 100% of the time, it's what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? So they probably had these questions before, it was vetted, it was went through, and they decided this is how you're going to respond. This is kind of what the people want to hear from you, and this and everything else. Elon said that they're trying to drive us apart. Well, yeah, but I don't think he rang you up as like a best buddy and was like, they're trying to drive us apart. We can't let them win. We have to stand together as bestest buds and blah, blah, blah. No. Like, people sat down with you and discussed with you, this is how the media is going to portray X, Y, and Z. This is what the left is going to say. This is what libs are going to say. This is what social media and the internet is going to start saying, and this, that, and everything else. And, like, I mean, it's so much more clinical than the way that they portray it here, as if they're two bestest buds on the phone all of the time, and that you literally cannot stand this human being next to you. And you, Mr. Elon Musk, I actually don't think that it's not that you don't like Trump, right? Like I said, he's got like a little bit of a daddy kind of complex thing with him, but I do think that he understands that Trump is a means to an end, because he's obviously got a much larger plan here and stuff, right? Oh, holy crap, he's talking for like 20 minutes here. Sorry, I need to skip all of this. Oh, God, he's still talking. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, he's actually smiling. Good Lord. Oh, that's quite lovely, isn't it? It's quite unsettling to look at, actually. I always wondered what he looked like when he's actually smiling.
Then the next step would be to add a second Neuralink implant past the point where the neurons damaged, so that somebody can walk again, and so they can have full body functionality restored.
I absolutely love Trump's face while he's talking about that. No idea what on earth. He's just off in his own world, isn't he? Where's my Diet Coke button?
They can have full body functionality restored. And
you like Bobby, right?
I like Bobby, actually,
Where
yeah.
did that come from? Wait, why is he talking about Bobby? Oh wait, no, because it probably has to get back on topic about what he's talking about in it. Is he maybe talking about it because he's like, oh, you're talking about paralyzing and health stuff, and I associate that with RFK Jr. He's the health guy, right? He's the health guy now.
He's unfairly maligned as someone who is anti-science, but I think he isn't. He just wants to question the science.
Oh, no. I would not say RFK Jr. is anti-science. He clearly enjoys the concept of science, right? But what he doesn't like is when science doesn't come to the conclusion that he wants it to. That's the part he doesn't like. I love science. He just wants science to have the same answers as him.
People get hit with Hurricane Helene. They have no communication with the outside world. You come to the rescue. You donated that, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. You donated to the people
He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina. He saved a lot of lives.
And California after the wildfires?
California, but I mean in North Carolina where they were really in trouble, they had no communication. People were dying. They were dying of starvation. He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina.
Meanwhile, you are notoriously great at handling crisis, hey? Hey, Mr. Trump, you are the expert on dealing with natural disasters, hey? And pandemics, hey? Mr. Trump, you would know all about saving lives.
He has no idea, but if you're friends with him, you pay a price. You know, it's like I walk into a restaurant in New York and it's like half the room it's daggers and they want to.
No, the eye daggers level is insane.
Yeah.
The irony of commenting on the levels of eye daggers being insane when the person that we are talking about is literally, if he's the best at anything, he's the best at eye daggers. Sir, if you are the best at anything, I mean, there's a few things that you're the best at. I'm not sure they're the things that you would want to be best at. Do you know what I mean? So it really just kind of seems like, oh God, get the hell away from me, Fox News. Ugh. I feel like I need to go and like clean myself. Yeah, it's kind of pretty much as I expected it to be, where it's, you know, they are asking pre-selected questions. Nobody's really getting anything across of what's happening with this, what's happening with that, and they didn't really speak about the fact that, you know, the dismantling right now. Nobody seemed to speak about I'm not going to say random, because those of us who are smart definitely could see it coming, but, you know, alliances with Russia and things like that. Didn't speak about anything to do with, like, the grocery prices, which obviously are through the roof and increasingly more so. Didn't speak at all about any of, like, policy or, you know, I mean, vaguely just going over some things and stuff. It's just to sit down and be like, hey, how are you guys? You guys cool? Hey, it's really mean that they're mean to you, right? Like, yeah, it's actually really mean and crazy, and I don't know why these things, and what a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time. And I think them deciding to do the Fox News together in this way was also them showing that they are kind of happy for it to be seen that way. But I will say it's really clear. It's really clear to see how they're very uncomfortable, like spending like a lot of time around each other in these instances and stuff. I think mostly just more from Trump's side, because he so clearly finds Elon Musk incredibly annoying. Incredibly annoying. I think he can put it on for just about as long as he can, but then I would love to see what they're like behind closed doors when the cameras aren't on them and stuff. Does the dynamic switch, and Elon Musk is the one that is much more dominant and in charge, and this is what's going to happen, and I'm going to do this, and you're going to shut up about it? Unfortunately, that's the part that we're not going to know about for several months, maybe towards a year, until eventually people in the White House and in the Republican Party, because they will, like everyone, they will get to a point where they'll reach their limit, because it will be something that either directly affects them or directly affects their constituents or something, or we're already seeing it happen, you know, and it's not enough people, because ideally we need it to be everyone, but it is still happening, you know. And as time goes forward, there will be more and more people who just can't allow for or can't be part of the corruption anymore, you know. And then people are like, yeah, well, they'll just fill it with loyalists. And it's like, that is true, yes, but then in doing so and filling it with loyalists, they will fill it with also the most incompetent of people. So very largely, they might not be able to get their agenda done as well, because they haven't got the people who know how to do the thing or talk to the person or figure it out, because it's just, you know, when you don't hire on merit, you know, and you only hire on loyalty, you're going to end up with the exact incompetency that you tout is the cause of, that DEI causes, that you say DEI causes, you know. That's what it is. It's just your own version, I suppose. I think the thing I'm most curious about is to see how their relationship blows up, because it will blow up. Of course it will blow up. You can't have these two kinds of super massive egos around each other without it catastrophically blowing up at some point. That's the part that I am curious about, is what will cause it. How long will it be? Will it just be a year? Will it take longer than that? I do think it will be sooner rather than later, just because they are children. Both of them, Musk and Trump, are grown as adults in body, but children in spirit. Which I guess is like everybody, you know. I genuinely do believe that everybody walks around with their inner child very much present inside. But, you know, did you deal with your inner child issues? Have you learned how to reparent yourself? Have you found yourself a family outside of your biological family to teach you what love and support and nourishment and nurturing is? And most people haven't, you know. So we are all walking around, most of us, with, you know, the reactions and emotional regulation and processing capabilities of children. It's just, again, this is dangerous, because you are both the richest man in the world and what your country seems to believe is the most powerful man in the world, you know, or the most powerful position in the world, in the form of the President of the United States.